We are live. We are live. We go to say, let me put my glasses on. The lights are killing me. Ah, there we go. We are live. What's up, everybody? It is your boy, Doggie Diamonds. If you hear a little air in the background, that is my air conditioner. I can't do it in this room today without the AC. I have to put the AC on. So it is very, very humid in New York City. And I don't know if y'all ever been to New York City or you're from New York City, but the humidity here is different. And today, I've done it all week. Me and this young lady's been live all week, and I've done it without the air conditioner. Pause. I don't know why I paused that, but anyway, I did it without the air conditioner all week. Today, I just can't do it. So if y'all hear a little feedback, forgive me. I don't know if y'all hear anything. I'm gonna cut it off. Can y'all hear the difference? I hear the difference. Does it sound more quieter to y'all, or is it just the same to y'all? But if y'all don't mind, let me just cut the air conditioner on every now and again to get a little bit of that cool air up in this piece. If y'all don't mind, then it's okay with me. But I'm very, very particular about how I like my audio to sound and how my presentation to look. That's why you see all these banners and you see all this stuff on the screen, because I want my everything to be, I want my presentation to be right for y'all, because y'all support me and I don't want to give y'all no crappy presentation. But that air going back on. So yeah. No, it sounds mad loud now. I could cut it off. I cut it off. Oh, so I'm Doggie Diamond. Introduce yourself to the people.
Hey y'all, peace. It is your girl Natural Mermaid here. Yeah.
Yeah, she's back. So let me ask
For
you
those
something.
who don't
What'd you
for
say?
those who don't know me, I'm sorry.
No, what would you say? Go ahead,
Oh
continue.
no,
I'll
for
be quiet.
those who do not know me, I am a wellness coach in Atlanta. I'm also a certified trained doula. I work in the early child care field as well with preschoolers and elementary school children. And I'm a very artsy, earthy, down to earth
Yeah,
chick that just keeps it real.
yeah. So let me ask you something. Did you see the thumbnail? How did you like the thumb? How did you like the picture that I picked? Did you understand it?
Yeah, of course I did. I liked it. When I saw the picture, I'm like, yeah, it fits the title completely because when I instantly saw the picture, I said, wow, like,
Beautiful
look at
black
where we
women.
were
Yes,
and
yes.
where we are.
So I Googled beautiful black women in the 50s, and I picked the 50s for a reason,
Mm,
because at that time segregation was still going on. I think we were probably like a couple of years out of sharecropping and slavery and all that. And I was like, look at how black women used to present themselves. And in that particular picture, it had all shades of black women. It had light skin, it had dark, it had brown. So I was like, look how black women used to carry themselves. And I wanted to know, when did we go from that to where we are today? Like, was it it don't even, was it a progression thing, or was it just, pow, this is where we are now? What do you think?
I really feel like it was more so like a POW type of thing because post civil rights movement, we were powed with instantly crack era. We were powed with instantly just the change in gear when it came to like ownership as far as corporations starting to come in, and that started being the time where Motown was no longer Motown and other people kind of came in and gained control of communities. So we kind of were just hit with the power. It wasn't even like a gradual type of thing.
What is a dot? I'm not too sure what a dot stands for. Do you know what a dot stands for? I'm not really too sure. Are you sure 100%?
Well, from what I
Uh-huh.
heard that it stands for that H word
Uh-huh.
over
Garden tool.
there.
Okay. So
Yeah.
if that's what it stands for, why are some women comfortable with being called thoughts and being thoughts? I'm confused. Like, since when is it became cool to be a garden tool, the H word?
I feel that this is where I really have to say I feel that the fall of hip hop plays a major role in that.
Mm-hmm.
When hip hop no longer was about the science and the break dancing and the b boys and the knowledge, and it changed to a different vibration, it brought the women down with that vibration. So the change in music frequency has a lot to do with it, but not just that, but also, Uncle Sam has a lot to do with it too. I mean, the fact that things such as Section 8 is saying, you can get paid, but there can't be a man in the household.
Mm-hmm.
And so then, women started being easily just manipulated and watching what they were seeing as far as programming. Programming has a big thing to do with it too. The music videos and the television shows and different things in the communities, such as the liquor stores in the corners and the unhealthy food. I mean, it's just a smuggage boards of things as to how we went from there and why we're here where we are today.
Because even though the money is bigger for us, as far as earning, and then by the way, the super chat is open, and y'all can see the Cash App on the screen, so y'all don't have to ask me for the Cash App anymore, and you can see I see some errors with my banner too. It's bothering me too, but I'll fix that later on.
The Cash App for those who are listening via audio is $Doggie Diamonds.
Yes,
and you can hit the super chat as well. And when you step into the room, please hit the like button. When you step into the room. It's just like leaving a door open for someone who's walking in, saying bless you when someone sneezes, taking your shoes off when you walk into someone's home. Please hit the like button so that this content can remain on YouTube.
It's equivalent to walking in somebody's house and wiping your shoes off on the rug. That's what it is. So to me, I look at there've always been promiscuous women. There always been guys who were idiots, but it didn't have a title per se. You know what I'm saying? It didn't have a title that people were actually taking on and proud. And even when you got called that title, you were kind of offended. There was offensive titles. Then people started taking these titles and being proud of it. So I think of Millie Jackson, who was very, very raunchy in some of the things she said, and then at one point, and then you had like Little Kim, and everybody loves Little Kim, but Little Kim was saying some wow stuff. But she was one of one. Besides Millie Jackson, you had Roxanne Shante, who said a couple of things. She cursed a little bit, but then it became full on Little Kim. So it went from it went from Little Kim to
Little Kim times 1,000, like
facts.
times 1,000,000. Like
they
took the Little Kim, platform and went just like even further beyond what she was doing with it. Because I mean, even prior to Kim, Queen Latifah was saying UNITY, and she was saying, who are you calling a B? And then now people are, comfortably twerking to bust down. I want to see you bust down. And it's like, for us to go, and that's just a matter of a couple of decades. So it really shows, just what it shows the importance and the power that the hip hop vibration has, because it's a global sound frequency. People in Asia are hip hopping, people in Germany are hip hopping, people in Australia are hip hopping. So, it's a major responsibility, and now is a great time for people to, think a little bit more when it comes to them pushing their pen and when it comes to lyricism.
So shout out to Ron L for the donation, and shout out to God's Jewels also for the donation. So to me, and then you got the dudes is like, I'm on demon time, and I'm like, demon time? You a demon? Like, do you know what a demon is? Like, a demon is the devil. The devil is a savage too. Like, everybody's introductory. Many people introductory to consciousness was the 5% lesson. So if you call yourself a savage and you a savage, you're like one of the lowest scum of the earth. You're walking around on all fours, you're living with dogs in the caves. You fornicating with dogs. So it's like, when you call yourself a savage and you call yourself a demon, you're calling yourself the devil. So anybody who's a savage and a demon, I kind of don't want to associate with you in any way. So why do you think so many? Why do you think so many black men and women are You know, you got Beyonce saying, "I'm a savage," like Beyonce, Queen B, like that. Was that did
Exactly.
you like it or did it bother you?
It I see the fact that people found it to be catchy, and I see the fact that people liked that two, black women from Houston came together to make this song that they consider an anthem. But I did feel that it was irresponsible. I mean, especially the timing of it, because when the song had first came out, I was out and about and I saw some children, some young girls that had to have been no more than maybe 7 years old, that were doing the whole dance, and their mom was recording them. And I really wanted to go over and say something, but then I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to add any type of fuel to it. I know how sometimes women can be and how black women can be towards each other sometimes, especially when we're holding each other accountable, and we have to get back to sisterhood. When I saw the picture that you used for this episode, I'm like, that reflects sisterhood, and that's something that's broken within women too. Just girl code, sisterhood. But when I saw those young girls knowing the whole dance moves and calling themselves savages, I'm just like, we have to look into what savage actually means, and I want to actually pull up the definition of savage
Make it happen.
so we can say, okay, savage: of an animal or force of nature, fierce, violence, and uncontrolled. So this kind of goes back into our previous discussions when it's what Nicanor was speaking about and calling them savages. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, savages, based off of that definition, a savage is someone that's going to lynch someone. A savage is someone that is going to Emmett Till someone. A savage is someone that is, going to just do those type of things. So for someone to dance, and for the little girls to dance, and they're calling themselves this, it's almost like they're putting a spell on themselves to actually put that type of energy on themselves, on being a savage.
So, somebody in the chat said something, and I'm not gonna disrespect them because they said, "But you call yourself Doggy," and I can explain my name. My name has a perfect meaning. So, when I first came into the music business, because that's how I started in the music business, from a DJ to a producer, I used to think that if you rhyme to my beat, you was gonna be a star. I was gonna make you it, right? So, and when you play tag, what is it? You say I'm not it. You don't want to be it. You don't want to be the person that has to chase everybody, right? You don't know nothing about tag?
Did I freeze?
No, you didn't
Okay,
freeze.
I'm
Yeah,
back
yeah.
to
Okay,
motion.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, she like so when you play tag, this is how you choose who's it, right? So I chose the name Doggie Diamonds because when you play tag, everybody puts their foot in and you get to see who's it. So you say Doggie, Doggie Diamond says to step right out. So I chose the name because if you deal with me, you're going to be it. So I was going to make you a star. I was going to make you it. So it's nothing more than that. I don't live. I live. I'm not saying I'm 100% righteous because I can be a fool sometimes, but at the same time, my name has nothing to do with my behavior. Period. My name has nothing to do with my behavior. You know what I'm saying? And I don't call myself anything else. A shout out to Juan L for another donation during this. But he says, this is the Brain on Music by Daniel Levitin. The music we listen to literally on the Mount Rushmore reasons why we are the way we are and think the way we think. I agree with that 100%. I think and somebody says a savage mean I will not be effed with. But that's not what a savage means, though. We going with the definition of
Exactly.
because and this is reason why this is so deep. And I wanted to have this discussion about people saying savage, demon time, and all that because people are called a savage, and I'm not nothing to mess with. I'm nothing to play with. But when it comes to having smoke for these people that you need to have the smoke for, you're very passive. You're not aggressive. But if I step
Exactly.
on your
That's my
shoe,
thing.
yeah, and if I step on your shoe, or if I look at you wrong, if I make a blog about you, you're going to show me what a savage is. You're going to show me what demon time is. But ain't nobody out there giving the smoke to the people who need to get that smoke. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem that I have. We got savage time for each other. We got demon time for each other.
Huge
We
problem.
Yeah, but when it comes to really standing up for your community, you don't have any. You're not a savage. You're a demon. Then you'll mind your business. You're not a snitch. I'm not a rat. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I really don't get it. And I don't want to be hard on women. You know what I'm saying? Well, Ted Kennedy, I'm gonna say it one more time. You said, but we're not gonna go hard with the definition when it comes to your name, Doggy. Again, I do not act. I'm explaining to you my name and where my name derives from, right? But my behavior has nothing to do with my name. When you say you're a savage, that is a behavior. That is a behavior. You're saying it's a behavior. So
Right,
he just said, yeah, go ahead. But he just said,
not just that, but when you like look at the historical context of savage, like even in the movie Pocahontas, they were calling the native savages. They made a huge song about it. So when we are called savages, it's not a term of endearment at all. But you want to mention the name Doggy, but when you're thinking about the name Doggy, there's no historical context of a doggy lynching or harming or wiping out through genocide an entire population of people.
oh, there she go. That's why she's here. I ain't gotta do that. And not only that, right? Not only that, when you think of Doggy, you always think of a cute something that women love too, right? Like women and children love. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
So
it's like he wants to try and pick, and this is the problem. We're savage towards each other, but we're not savage towards the people that are actually calling us savages and that are actually being savages towards us. But we
Facts.
have time to be on demon time with each other. We have time to be savages towards each other. We can't uplift each other, and that's the reason why they're calling us savages. And now people want to fight over that word. He's literally wanting to fight over that word being a term of endearment, and it's not. They called that to us as a way to actually wipe us out, and it's been working.
So speaking of savages, shout out to the savages, and I'm gonna put this in quotes. That when the guy when the guy tried to go to their island and turn them all into Christians, what did they do to him? Shout out to them. They was like, yo, if you don't get up out of here with this, they bodied him. So shout out to them, because that's what you call sticking together. That's what you call, listen, you're not bringing that over here. You know what I'm saying? That was so unfortunately, you know, I'm not going to condone nobody really losing their life in that way, but they called them savages, and he thought he was going over there in the name of Christianity, the same thing they did to us, and I'm going to Christify them. And I'm going to.
They were called mercenaries, and we were called savages. And they came in to, you know, they were saying that they wanted to help to convert us. And we were looked at as savages, and they were looked at as the holy ones, the chosen ones, and mercenaries that wanted to civilize us. So that's why we don't need to be calling ourselves savages.
And when he went over there trying to Christify those people, he didn't come the way he left. Let's just say that. But So demon time. I'm hearing that a lot, especially in my borough, Brooklyn. A lot of the young kids talking about I'm on demon time. I'm on demon time. And I don't know if people know, but it's a big, serious war going on in Brooklyn right now. Like Brooklyn is really becoming a baby Chicago, and I really think it has a lot to do with the language. I think it has a lot to do with the behavior, and it definitely has a lot to do with the music. What did this music like my thing is, if we came here to be entertained, what is entertainment? And at the end of the night I want to pop you. You know what I'm saying? Literally, like what is entertainment? What is having a good time if I want to blow your head off at the end of the night? What happened? What did the music do to us?
Exactly.
When did it start to you?
Literally divided us. The music literally, it downgraded us, it degraded us to the point to where there's no accountability.
Yeah.
People have gotten so influenced to this music that they just take off to the streets with it, and they're influenced with it, and they're living a lifestyle that some of these people putting this music out may not have written the song, may not have actually lived that type of life, but for them it could have just been an opportunity, maybe again getting to the bag, who knows what it could have been. But we have to be mindful that these different corporations that own, you know, the music business and music industry, they're investing in private prisons. So while people are listening to this degrading music and they're having demon time and savage time against their own people, they're making money. They're making serious money off of it. And
If you notice, right, every young artist that comes out goes to jail. Did you notice that? Like they give them all this
yeah,
money, and unfortunately, some of these young dudes are still in the street, um, and they're influenced by the street stuff, and then they give them all this money, and unfortunately, what they do, they invest back in the block. Now they say, "Yo, I'm gonna go buy some
exactly.
more guns. I'm gonna get some more drugs. I'm gonna do more drugs, and I'm just gonna be a savage, and I'm gonna be crazy." So it's like nobody giving these kids money, saying to them, "Yo, this is the money. You could clean up your life. You don't have to be on the street. You don't have to do drugs. You don't have to sell drugs. You could clean up yourself." And it just seemed like now it's like almost investing in more destruction. And I think, unfortunately, we're the only people that get paid to contribute to our demise. If you notice that, like we're the only people that they could say, "Here, take some money." Shout out to Les Charles for the donation too. I believe that music has been weaponized against us now.
It
Because,
has been.
because it's like it's like nobody want to hear that, Sharif. You remember that in Minister Society, like when Sharif was trying to kick Nolly, like, nobody want to hear that, Sharif. That's how I feel now, because if you notice, who are the conscious artists anymore? We shouldn't be able to name them. We shouldn't be able to say, there's Kendrick, and then there's J. Cole,
Exactly.
and then there's everybody else is underground and unknown. But you know who the demon rappers are. You know who the savages are. You know who the thots are. And for me, I'm grown, so I could say I'm not listening to that. But the children are being it's being drilled, no pun intended, in their head, and these kids know all the words to stuff. Like I was bugging when I forgot what her name is it Janae I how you pronounce that last name? Janae what?
Janae Aiko.
Janae Aiko. She had a
Mhm.
song called "Eat the Booty Like Groceries" or something like that, but that was getting
I
played on
know.
daytime radio though. So I'm like, so if you driving in the car with your child and they say you got to eat the booty like grocery, and the little kid says that, I'm like, yo, what's going on? What's going on? Like, how could you put
I
that on the
know.
radio? You know what I'm saying? How could you put that on the radio? And it's like, no matter how much we complain, no matter how much we think is wrong, being if it's profit and it's money to be made, they're never going to stop. It's just going to keep going, keep going, keep going. And then the behavior, you think about it, they push drugs on us. They replace crack with
Hmm.
all this weaponized different types of weed. They replace crack with lean. They replace crack with pills. So now the grandparents of, because it wouldn't be their parents, it would be their grandparents. Their grandparents were crackheads. No, I think it would be the great great grandparents were crackheads and stuff like that. And now the
Hmm.
kids are taking the place of what their great great grandparents did. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's just
Exactly.
really really sad. And I feel bad for a lot of the young ladies, especially because the young ladies really don't have anybody to look up to. Like who do the
I
young
know.
who do the young women look up to now? I mean, Michelle Obama. That's it. What black women do they have to look up to? You know, you had Jada Jada Pinkett was like painting this picture of,
Exactly.
like, she looked like, when she was doing her red
Same with
table.
Oprah too, you know? It's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
different women that, you know, have been figureheads for black women to be motivated by and look up to. It's like now these different things are coming out of the Pandora box, and it's like, oh, well, that person might not be who we thought that that person was. So now, you know, who do we have to look up to? I guess we're on savage time and demon
Yeah,
time.
but can I say this because people keep saying no, well, you should look up to your parents and all that, and I agree with that 100%. But a lot of people don't know that people come from broken homes, and for us, when we were
Exactly.
young, that came from broken homes, hip hop raised us. Hip hop taught us about when I listened to KRS-One, You Must Learn, and he was saying, Madam C.J. Walker made the straightening comb and all. I didn't know none of that stuff. So you learn many of these things from hip hop. So now you're at a point in time where there's nothing to learn anymore. What are you learning? You just learning I'm a savage. Feel and rat bougie and ratchet. I'm like, hold on, what? And then every time, you know, and I don't want to single her out, but every time you see Meg the Stallion, she's twerking. Like, do you like what's wrong with you? But then when she get shot, it's like, look at the energy that you put out there. Look at the what did you expect to happen?
And the sad thing about it is that, you know, when that news came out, the first thing people said in the comments, they're just like, "Oh no, she got shot in the foot. She's not going to be able to twerk now." It's like,
Are you serious? People said that.
yes. I'm
Whoa.
like, so you all are more concerned about her entertaining you with twerking versus what it is that she went through in her recovery, or what might happen next, or what might be to come, or the backstory behind it. Who knows? They don't care about anything aside from what's going to entertain them. And I'm not saying all Black people, but too many Black people would put entertainment before their own wellness, you know, before their own mental health, just before what's right versus what's wrong. And it's like we just have way too much ahead of us, and there's just way too much going on to just be okay with what they're feeding to you, and then in turn saying, you know, oh, I'm okay with being a savage, and oh, demon time, and wanting to, you know, actually make it into a term of endearment when it's not.
But you know what's crazy too, at the end of the day, I always look to her is a little off because uh again, I'm not gonna make this about her, and I'm not gonna really, you know, bash her because she's doing whatever she's doing. There's some people like it, but a stallion is a man, a male horse. So just her saying Meg the Stallion is just like, huh? You know what I'm saying? Like it
Interesting.
doesn't make any sense in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like your name just really doesn't make any sense. So people calling you a stallion is like, well, a stallion is a male horse. You know what I'm saying? So that in itself is not politically correct. So also I want to talk about the young men. I feel sorry for a lot of the young dudes because what's happening is that we are able to get different money that we was when you think about it, let's say 6ix9ine might have made more money um than Big Daddy Kane. He might have
I
made more money than
know.
Rakim. He might have made more money than KRS-One. Not totally collectively, but in a short period of time, look how much money they're getting. $10 million and all this money. And I just find it crazy that people who actually, you know, contributed to the culture and
The
actually
founders.
the founders of the culture that took it somewhere, they didn't even get to reap the benefits from something that they helped really take to a next level. And you got people who come in here and they didn't really add on anything, and the money is so huge now that they benefit from it. And I just look at a lot of the young dudes because for me, like with the young dudes in my family, like we don't condone none of that. We don't condone none of that behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't condone
Exactly.
none of that. Yo, with us, you can't even keep your hair nappy. You know what I'm saying? If you're not going to braid it, if you're not going to put dreads in there, you're not going to just have nappy hair. You're not going to look unkempt and ungroomed like nobody loves you. Because I remember going outside. You know, we all had a stage in our life as young men where we went outside and, yo, we didn't care. We had our pants. And I remember my grandmother used to be like, yo, why you going outside dressed like you ain't got no home training and nobody don't care about you? You know what I'm saying? And that's real
Yep,
because,
I can attest to
yeah,
that. That's what, you know,
yeah,
my, you know, elder family members would say to me too. We would get corrected really quick, you know, like, and this new generation, they don't have that.
yeah.
They don't have that because the grandparents now are so young, and it's just like a younger type of culture, to where, you know, it's like there's no teaching now. It's like now they're just more so friends.
Yeah, I
So
remember. Yeah, I remember when Chinese food was like a luxury. Like you might have Chinese food like every 6 months or something like that. Like, yo, we getting Chinese food. Like,
yep.
yo, I can't believe it. And you never look, and you never got the hairy chicken wings in the carton. You always got the white cartons. It might be like the real you know, beef and broccoli and stuff like that. Now it's like the kids is eating these hairy chicken wings and French fries every day. I do want to say something really
Yeah.
quick to somebody in the chat room, and I'm not going to concentrate on you too much, but I realize everything we're saying, you're trying to find a reason to like be anti of it, and you say don't look up to hip hop people. Simple.
Wow.
It's not about looking up to hip hop people. It's about this is not about hip hop. It's became pop culture. This has become pop culture. It's bigger than hip hop. It's pop culture to be a certain way. When Miley Cyrus, a little white girl who probably never stepped foot in the hood in her life, they renamed whining to twerking for her. And if you in 50 years from now, when we look up the founder of twerking, she's gonna come up because you know they whitewash everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that we you know have your kids look up to hip hop. Nobody kids look, but it's everywhere. If your kids got social media,
Exactly.
what do they see? If you go to the Explorer page, what do you see? So be quiet. You know what I'm saying? And
Not
just
just that, but it's a part of our culture, you
yes,
know, like
yes,
our people are the founders of it, so we should hold it to a high esteem. I mean, we don't have to give everything away that's rightfully ours. You know, we should feel proud about hip hop. So for him to say, you know, people shouldn't listen, not about looking up to these hip hop figures. It's more so that hip hop is a global vibration, and the sound frequency, since it changed, it's affecting our people.
yes,
And especially if someone is impoverished, or if they're in certain communities, you know, the only thing they might have to do is listen to the radio, which is free. Or if they step outside, it may not be safe to play. And the only thing that they're coming about as far as inspiration is wanting to get the bag. And what are they being told? What are they being taught that they can get the bag for? It's for
yes,
twerking. You know,
yeah,
it's for degrading themselves. It's for what these other people are that look like them are right now, quote unquote, winning, getting the bag for. So we have to be able to hold hip hop accountable, because we notice a huge change within our people in just a couple of generations since hip hop has changed from being positive to what it is today.
and not to you know we're not gonna be hypocrites. It was times where you had hip hop songs that were you know a little you know you did have white lines, but they changed from sniffing cocaine to don't do it. I don't know if you noticed that. Like they did try to they did try to clean stuff up, but now it's like everything is just really dirty and everything. It's like there is no like um I'm just saying hold on because you know what? After a while, when you get on my nerves and you just keep like being a pest, you just gotta go, bro. You out of here. All right. Yeah, cause I don't really mind people trolling. I don't mind people saying what they got to say, but when you start trying to make it personal, then I'm gonna take you out your misery. I'm gonna take you in the backyard and shoot you. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because it's like, what does he not see the title?
Yeah,
This is an important discussion for our community to have. So if he's not adding on to this discussion, then he really does need to leave.
yeah, and you know it's funny, like because you know we're at a time right now where we're at this moment as we speak today, we're at a very critical time in our history because
Yeah.
when they go back in the history books 100 years from now when we're long gone, when I'm maggot food, um, they're gonna look back at 2020 and say, "Yo, that was a year," and we don't know if it's gonna be if 2020 is going to change in 2022. We don't know what the future holds, but I just know that in this time that we in the critical time that we're in right now as a people, right? we need to just be in a situation to where, okay, we know a lot of the problems. What we gonna do? How we gonna change? How we gonna uplift? How we gonna do it? And like I said, I still have a good time. I play video games. I play Gears of War. So I play games where there is violence in the game. I do like some of the music that is a little, but I'm grown. I'm grown, and
Exactly.
it doesn't affect me. It's not going to leave no impression on me. For me, I don't feel like I'm speaking for me. I feel like I'm speaking for the youth, and a lot of people don't care about the youth anymore. So the youth are just out of their mind right now. You know what I'm saying?
They are.
Like in New York City, right? Anybody who lived in New York, when school was in, get on the city bus after school, listen to the language. Listen to, I seen little dudes. This is word to everything I love. I'm a New Yorker because I said that, and that's kind of, but word to everything I love, right? Because I like to take my walks, and I was taking a walk, right? And I seen these little dudes say, yo, suck my, and I was like, yo, what he say there?
Wow.
Yo, but then they got up to each other and started laughing and shaking hands. I was like, yo, he just invited him to the Frank stand. That's how they greeted each other.
Oh no.
Like, yo,
That's
what's
crazy.
what's what's going on? You know what I'm saying? What's going on to, that we greet each other like that, and you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna keep it real too. And a lot of people not gonna like this, but a lot of these gang members and a lot of these older gang members, y'all really fail, man, and y'all failing terribly because all y'all doing is passing down bad generational curses. Like if you went to jail forever and you was in a situation where you got cut, stabbed, had to cut, stab, and you've been in prison, solitary confinement, why would you have the little dudes go down the same road? I ain't gonna front. When I was younger, a lot of a lot of the little dude, I mean, a lot of the older dudes used to tell me to go to school. I ain't listen because I knew I wanted to be in entertainment. That's the only thing. But I remember them telling me, go to school, go to school. But and if they would catch me not in school, they would actually beat me up. They would actually punch on me. You know what I'm saying? And try to make me. But at the end of it all, it's like we setting the young dudes up for failure. You know what I'm saying? It's like you setting the young girls up for failure.
Yeah.
Like imagine, right? Imagine right now, you find you find your moms on Pornhub. This just your mom's made a sex tape. Just really think about that. Like as a grown woman right now, you could find uh pictures of your mom's busting it open, or your mom's or your grandma's got like a OnlyFans or something. Like just really think about how that's gonna have a psychological effect on the children later on because it's embarrassing and they don't realize a lot of people get teased for what your parents do. You know what I'm saying? So if your parents
Right.
is crackheads, dope fiends, your mother's this, that, and the third, it's really sad. And it just seemed like it became so pop culture that nobody's ashamed anymore. So now you got sex trafficking.
Exactly.
You got young girls being sex trafficked because they think it's cool to be dots, and then now they're easy prey also. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot more that comes with it. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? It's a lot
exactly.
more that
That's
comes.
a
Yeah, it's a
huge issue that's taking place. And now it's more easily swept under the rug because it's become a whole culture of savage, demon time, thoughterism. It's become a whole culture of this now that it's easy to just have these girls vanish like this. And
so
it's very
yeah.
unfortunate.
So even though it's a myth and it was a TV show, who is uh who is the 2020 Claire Huxtable?
Wow. The 2020 Claire Huxtable. Wow. Isn't that sad that we have to really kind of dig into our brain files to even figure out who to even say?
I don't. But even if you dig, I'll put a clock up.
Wow.
Who's the 2020 Claire Huxtable?
Wow. All I can say is wow. It really is just it's not going to be anyone that is in the limelight for sure. It's just going to be the women that kind of just go unnamed and unknown, that are still going by those principles that they were raised by. You know, I mean, there's just simple things that I feel the new generation of the youth of women just haven't been taught, or they don't know, and it just depends on the upbringing. Like with me, you know, we were taught to make a bed a certain type of way. We were taught to, you know, iron clothes and to cook and to properly clean and to sweep and mop and sanitize and hang clothes on a line, and you know, just simple things like that, that the youth girls aren't learning today. So, and they're not getting any of that information from the twerking, the savage. So then they wonder, why aren't they being married, or why aren't they being courted, or why are they single, or why are they sharing a man? I mean, it goes down to the teachings that's supposed to happen at a young age that also just isn't happening.
You know what's funny? When I was younger, my father stood me on a crate, and my grandmother stood me on a crate and taught me how to cook at like 7 years old. They taught me how to cut onions and green
See what I
peppers, and
mean?
stood me on a crate. My father was he was a military, so you couldn't you couldn't just fold your pants and put them in the drawer. You had to take them by the seam and do certain
Yep.
things,
Yep.
and I was light skinned, right? And you know, I don't know about any little boy, but I was one of them little boys who didn't like to take a bath. You know, most little boys don't like taking baths. So when I see little boys now and they don't want to take a bath, I'll be like, I know how that feels. So I'm light skinned, right? So my father used to be like, did you go get in the tub? And I was one of them little boys, little 7, 8-year-old boys who would go in the bathroom and run the water and sit there. And I'm sitting there, the running water running. I'm like, I'm gonna let the water run for a little while. Then I'm gonna come out with the towel, like I know when I ain't take no bath. So my father used to come and say, come here. And say, what? He say, look at your neck. Your neck is dirty. You didn't get in that shower. You better go get in that shower. So it was just funny how um the way things are now is like, I don't even think a lot of parents are taking the time with their children anymore, because they got such a hustle and bustle. Then everybody has this mentality of mama gotta have a life too. You know what I'm saying? Or daddy, if
Yeah.
daddy is a trapper, he's out there. So now what they're doing is they're taking this devices and they're sitting it in front of the children, and the children are on YouTube all day. And then now when you watch some of the stuff they gotta watch on YouTube, that's why it's a big YouTube thing, because they was coming across some of the videos that they shouldn't be seeing on YouTube. So now you got this copper law where before you upload a video, you have to say, is this YouTube for kids? You know what I'm saying? And I see Love and Loyalty saying something. Love and Loyalty too. By the way, the super chat is open too. Don't forget, and the Cash App is on the screen. I remember it did take a
And hit the
village.
like button if you
Yeah,
just stepped
yeah.
into the room. Hit the like button as well.
It did take a village at one point, but now the village has been dismantled, because I find that a lot of people are like, not my child, right? I feel like a lot of people are saying, well, what about you? Or don't tell me about your kid. And it wasn't like that when I was growing up. I remember I would
Exactly.
go to the store and I would be cursing or something like that, and one of my neighbors would catch me and they'd beat me. Seriously, I get a beating, right? And then they would take me home and I get another beating. Because one of the worst things that you can ever do in life is go outside and embarrass your family. That was one of the worst that you could never be. You was outside cursing. Who taught you know, even though you might have heard cursing in the house, but you wasn't allowed to embarrass your family. You wasn't allowed to be an embarrassment. Now I see these people now, I see them promoting their kid got money, you know, and it's so sad because everything became for the bag. So knowing that just so,
Yeah.
because I look at all of these like these drug dealer stories and all that, and I always be like, damn, did his moms know that he was selling drugs? Did his family know? But they didn't care as long as they was getting cars, jewelry, and taking vacations. And that's why what we was talking about yesterday with that bag, the bag is cool, but when you throw out all your MVP And MVP stands for morals, values, and principles. For the bag,
Exactly.
nothing means anything anymore. That means you will do anything. That's why some of these men have problems with their sexuality because of the bag. That's why I
Mm-hmm.
don't even think many women don't even have a sexuality anymore. They try sexual, they try anything sexual for the bag. You know what I'm saying? Because when you look at Love and Hip Hop and you look at these shows, it be women with full grown children or children, and out of nowhere they just got a female. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, huh? So you like
Exactly.
I'm confused.
And speaking of love and hip hop, recently Masika, she had tweeted how, you know, she was blackballed by Viacom because she refused to, you know, to feed into a black stereotype for the bag. You know, she was saying after she already had her child, they wanted to put a fake baby bump on her and to have her go back and forth like an angry, you know, black woman, like an angry baby mama, to play into a stereotype for reality TV. And once she refused to do that, you know, they blackballed her from a lot of other opportunities. So it's true that when people say, you know, no, I'm not doing this for the bag, different things will get thrown at them for standing their ground. So people just need to be mindful before even getting themselves into that situation. What will you do and not do? What are you not willing to do for this bag? And then maybe you will decide that you don't even want to get yourself involved, just in case if it goes down a slippery slope when it comes to the bag. Because like I said before, the bag is something that has been detrimental to the black community because there are side effects that comes with the bag. The bag
Yes,
isn't always just, you know, the birds and the bees. The
there's a little
bag
bit more
comes
to
with,
that bag.
it comes
It's
with negativity. You know, the bag can come with, you know, with a lot of negativity and things that come behind it that you could just regret. And it really has just divided and destroyed a lot of our people, going back to the change in frequency with hip hop music.
And I wonder when did black men and women become so distrusting of each other? You notice that now? Like we like if you
Oh
if
gosh.
and it is a lot well, let me not play. It is a lot of thirsty men, right? And it is a lot of women who give off a lot of thought energy and they might not be thoughts and some of them are thoughts, you know what I'm saying? But it's like now why is everything so sexualized though? Like why is everything like yo you can't do nothing? Like I be finding myself saying, yo I want to get some chicken or I want to fry it hard, pause, and I gotta say pause because it's like people minds are so crazy that everything is sexualized. Everything is like we always feel like we have to defend ourselves, but we always have to let our heterosexuality be known. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And we always have to uh, beat people off with a stick who are taking everything and making everything sexual. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, I'm confused. Like, why is everything so sexualized now? And it is the entertainment because it's the music, it's the movies.
Yeah.
So we don't know who any Claire Huxtables are, right? We
Mhm.
don't know
No.
any Claire Huxtables are. Uh, Even though I think they kind of bodied the image of Bill Cosby, so we can't even use him. You know what I'm
I
saying? Like, yeah.
I
So
know, but he is, I think he's getting an appeal or something of that nature. So hopefully he can be able to come out of that situation clean.
you think he did it?
I personally don't think he did that,
Okay.
because we see how easy it is for our figureheads to be, you know, drugged through the mud and to be pulled down because it's with the division amongst the black community as a collective. We're not going to always fully stand. There's going to be people that are going to, you know, not back him or not want to ask questions and will be quick to want to see someone's downfall. So, you know, it's easy to take down people, you know, Michael Jackson, all these different people. It's easy to do that. So I don't think that he did that. I think, you know, I think that his mistake that he made was cheating on his wife. I do believe that he was with other women, but I believe those other women, you know, were wanting to be with him. I don't think that it
Camille
happened the way.
Camille knew. Camille knew. I ain't gonna give Camille that much credit because she stood with him. Camille knew because you cheat one time. You don't cheat with multiple women. You know what I'm saying? Like, cut it out. But I don't want to get on track. But I do want to say this too. It's an interview with Jerry Heller. And many of you are not familiar who Jerry Heller is, or you might know who Jerry Heller is from the movie Straight Outta Compton. He was the manager of NWA at one point, and he became the co-CEO of Ruthless Records, right? So there's an interview of Jerry Heller that I want everybody to look up on YouTube, and when you leave a comment on the video, say Doggie Diamonds sent me here. I like when y'all do that. Jerry Heller said he helped fund gangster rap because he was tired of that New York big penis gold chain music. He was tired of it.
Wow.
So what makes that deep is he said he was tired of the big penis music. That goes back to the ISIS paper with and Jerry Heller is a small hat for people who don't know.
Yeah.
He helped fund Eazy-E and NWA to bring in gangster rap because he was tired of the New York big penis gold chain music. Now, when you really think about it, when you think about Francis Cress Welsing and you think about the ISIS paper, it was all about penis envy. It was all about they was
Right.
afraid of genetic annihilation. And I'm tying this in because this is what Nick Cannon was saying. This is exactly what Nick Cannon was saying. And he said it. So look it up. Jerry Heller, JerryHeller. Look up Jerry Heller interview. And he said he was tired of, but at that particular time he was saying that you think Public Enemy was out. And if you look at NWA dressed a lot like Chuck D. Chuck D had on the black Raiders hat and the black jeans and the black shirt first, but he was saying fight the power. And then if you look at NWA was the total opposite of Public Enemy. They were saying some of the crazy raunchy stuff and bringing in the gangster stuff. And then when Ice Cube left NWA, who did he come to? He came straight to Chuck D and Public Enemy. And Chuck D produces the Bomb Squad did Ice Cube's first solo album called America's Most Wanted. So at the end of it all, this was created. Gangster rap was created to destroy us. It was created to have us not have an esteem about ourselves. It was created for us not to and don't get it twisted. We always have problems in the hood, but when you listen to songs like The Message, and then you might have a song like Rapper's Delight, which is a fictional song, but it still was about partying and having fun. The Message was of one of the most deepest songs by Melly Mel, one of the deepest songs to this day. The lyrics is crazy, but when you listen to like Public Enemy, I mean not Public Enemy, NWA early on, they was the first one ushering calling women bees and garden tools and all that, and simulating drive-bys on the radio and all that. And in New York City, I remember we laughed because I was saying to myself, man, I'll never be scared of nobody with Jerry curls. Yeah, I remember saying that. And we laughed at Eazy-E voice when he was like, yo, Jerry curls. But then we was wondering, how did this get so big and they never got no radio play? Because the people who really control the music industry found this to be very important for this type of music to come out. Because when this music got big, that changed the demographic of self-destruction, fight the power, you must learn, and those type of songs to, yo, I'll smoke you, I'll kill you, I'll blow your head off. You know what I'm saying? Even to where they even tried to do a song called The Same Gang before. The Same Gang song that they did was like the West Coast version of Self-Destruction. But when that music hit, when that gangster rap hit, and then from there came the South started having something in it with the Ghetto Boys. And when the Ghetto Boys, so I laugh a little bit now when I see Willie D. And Willie D is kind of like conscious and right. But I'm like, yo, bro, you was a part of the Ghetto Boys. Like, how come because he really need to address that one day. Like, what was
Right.
why was you a part of this type of music, and what changed? Because I can't blame you
Mhm.
for changing, but what changed? When did you say, okay, I got awareness? Wait, was you bugging? You trying to see if you pausing? Nah, you moving.
Yes.
Yeah, don't do your we don't need you to do your mermaid dance on here right now. But yeah, and then if you notice at this particular time, we started getting the movies like Colors, and we started getting things, and it was around the time that crack hit. And when that crack hit, yo,
Right.
I don't think black people really understand. Somebody said the psychological effects, and I was gonna say at the same time, and it's funny, Davin
Hmm.
Lewis, you got the exact same name as me. My last name is Lewis. That's very weird. See how the universe works? The psychological effects of crack, what that really did to us as a people. Crack is, I remember seeing some of the most uh, beautiful women reduced to scrawny, skinny, missing teeth women that would do anything for a hit. And the only thing that never changed about them was they walk. Because they not like a crackhead woman walk. They got that walk. That they got a mean walk. And I remember seeing some of the strongest black men reduced to nothing, getting knocked out, being sent to the store because of that crack. And I remember the music. Remember the music used to, I'm tying this all in, y'all. I don't want y'all to think I'm rambling. Remember the music used to reflect crack is whack. Don't do crack. That used to be the songs. That used to be the music. Now it's like, I said, lean, pull it up, Molly Percocet, sipping on some scissor. You know what I'm saying? And a lot
Hmm.
of the drugs are very destructive. But now it became an influx of this type of music where everybody is promoting drug use. And I remember, like, growing up, one thing you didn't want to be is a junkie, a skeezer, or like a snitch or a rat. And it's like now all those things is regular now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
Right.
that's why the title of the video, it is what it is. Like, what happened and how do we go from what we were to what we are now back to where we need to be as a people? And I want to say this. I was talking to my cousin earlier, and we were just saying how divided our people are too. We can't come under one understanding. We all argue over. I get people in my chat room because I have a lot of conscious bros on here, and I get, if I have a Moorish brother on here, I got Hebrew brothers who come in and say we're not Moors, we're Hebrews. Then I got some Hebrews. We're not Hebrews, we're Moors. We're none of that. And it's like we just can't come. We're all in the same condition. They don't care what we call ourselves.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And people love Malcolm X, right? And they say they love Malcolm X. They say they love Malcolm. And if you look at a speech where Malcolm said, he said, "You're not catching hell because you're a Mason, an Elk, a Muslim. You're catching hell because you're black. They don't care what you are." And we the only ones that keep saying, we're this, we're that, we're that. You think when they come in the room and they gonna bust everybody's head, they gonna ask you what you are first, what denomination, what religious belief
Exactly.
or ideology? They just gonna bust you in your head. So I just think we're just too divided, and we've been given. Think about this, y'all. Right? We've been given to them, by them, what we are. So what we are now is the biggest organization right now that we see is what? BLM, right? It's being painted on the street. It's being painted on the street. It's a hashtag, and it look like everything that happens, these are the people who's fighting for us, right? But then when you
Hmm.
read the mission statement and you really pull back the layers of what's going on with them, we say, "Oh, whoa, that don't represent me. That's not what I'm about."
Exactly.
So look where we at. So now we got and again, I don't believe the Willie Lynch letter really existed, but the ideology and the story of the letter fits perfect of how we look at each other. We got the young against the old. Because the minute I get into an argument or one of these dudes disagree with me, they say, "You old," and I'm like, "I'm not even old as your favorite rappers." "Well, you look old," and it's like, what do you want me to do? Like I'm supposed to be ashamed that I'm aging, or I'm supposed to be ashamed that I'm the same age or younger than some of your rappers. But this is how, because
Right.
I don't call I never get on younger dudes because they're young. I never like, yo, you a little dude. I never do that because at the end of the day, a 15-year-old could pick up a gun and blow my head off. I'm very aware of that. So I respect them as little dudes, just like I would do a grown man. But at the same time, I'm trying to get them to understand, I've been your age. You never been mine. And some of the things that I went through and been through, yo, you don't want to go through that, because going to what we were talking about, one of the topics we was going to talk about, many people can't handle this pressure. Many people are offing their self right now. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And the way Nick Cannon is talking, he talking like he ready to just throw in the towel. He talking about he ready to leave Earth.
Exactly.
And you said something happened with Tamar Braxton also, right?
Right, with Tamar Braxton,
Oh, you said Tamar,
just
so it's like it's Tamar,
just
not Tamar. Go ahead.
right. Just a couple of days ago, she was speaking her truth on Twitter and was talking about the pay inequality that's taking place at WeTV and how the Braxtons make 75% less than the Kardashians.
Whoa.
How she wrote the theme song for their show, The Braxtons, Family Values, and how it's on Netflix, but the pay isn't there. And she went on to say how the white executives are painting them as angry black women, and they're creating their own narrative for them. Then she went on to, say how she just wants to be free. She doesn't control her own mind. She called herself a slave and said she's ready to leave. So she's on suicide watch right now in the hospital, and all we can do is wish her well. But this goes back to the bag.
That bag,
People
yep.
have to be careful what they wish for, because if you get yourself caught up in a situation involving a bag, who owns that bag that you're receiving from? Because now who you're receiving the bag from might have some ownership of you, knowingly or unknowingly. So people
Well,
have to be extremely careful getting themselves into these type of situations.
yeah, because the bag, it's funny though, because the bag comes with it comes with a lot of stipulations. You gotta
Hmm.
read the fine print. And
Exactly.
most of us, we see the pot of gold, but that rainbow, it ain't easy to get through. You know what I'm saying? And it's like right
Hmm.
now, you know, they got us so destitute that I think it's people, if they line up and say, well, we'll give you $5,000 per person a household if you take this vaccine. I think people will line up and be like, yo, we're about to get $20,000. And this is what they do. They've been tricking us with money. Yo, every time I'm about to say a word, it pops up in the chat room. No lie. Eugene Perry just said trick or treats. It's like, and
Wow.
yeah, and it's like what they're doing. Um, what they're doing is like they're dangling money in front of us with everything. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we're willing to give
Exactly.
up
We
any.
are the tired horse, and they're dangling the carrot in front of us. We're tired, we're exhausted, we're the workhorse, and they've got a carrot dangling in front of us. And some people will actually go after their own, they'll go
Yes.
after someone else, their own sister and brothers, or someone else in general, just to obtain that bag. And people have to start asking themselves, you know, is it really worth it? At what point will someone you know, come to the conclusion that there's more to life than just the materialism and
So,
just the tangible things that we can't even take with us, but they'll take their own brother or sister's life for a bag that they can't even leave with.
and I'm looking at this, right? If they gave you 10 million, imagine what they got.
Exactly.
Oh, imagine what they got. And you know what's funny too, because tying this all in with the title, we became thoughts, demons, and savages when that money came into the picture.
Exactly.
That's when it really became like I seen women who I can't say that I don't respect them now, or women that I had a certain respect for. Yo, they got OnlyFans pages now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and they're posting their earnings. Like, yo, I made 6 figures. When Beyonce said I might start an OnlyFans page, I was like, yo, that's it. That opened up Pandora's box where like every woman's like, yo, well, if Queen B could do it, I could do it. And it's like, you know, like I said, I feel
And
bad.
there's married couples that are having OnlyFans. If you look at Safari and Erica Mena, there's married couples with OnlyFans pages. So it's like, where do people set boundaries or draw the line when it comes to this bag? Because, you know, marriage is supposed to be something that's sacred, that goes back to those women pictured from the 50s that would never do something to tarnish their relationship or their marriage with their partner. But now it's like all of that can just go out the window so long as there's a bag to get.
Yep, exactly. And then look, right? We've been programmed to believe that we all supposed to live in this mansion. We're all supposed to have these wraiths. We're all supposed to have that. And that stuff is not meant for everybody. First of all, you have to be mentally fit for certain things. You have to know how to cope with it. It was a guy named Houston. He made a song called "I Like That." He used to always be on BET.
Yeah.
Remember, he dug his eye out. Like
exactly.
So this is not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And it's just really really sad that everything is about. I didn't even put your name on top of it. Your name is down there, but I gotta put. There we go. I feel bad. I didn't put your name up there all the time.
I realized that.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, where her name at?
Mention it. I'm like, okay, my name is down there. So
yeah. But oh yeah, and the super chat is open also, and the Cash App is open too. And please hit the like button because y'all have been
step into the room.
Yeah, y'all been doing very well with hitting the like button, and the views has been very, very good, and the algorithm has been good. So I want to thank y'all for tuning in. I see some regulars in here that been here with us every day this week, and yeah, I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? But it's like right now we're all driven by money to where, you know, none of our principles and morals is intact anymore. And you know what's crazy too, right? Even with drugs, some people have like hereditary mental illness, right?
Right.
So if you sit lean or you do certain things, you could go to that side and never come back from where you don't need to be. You know what I'm saying? Because some of us, it's like, it's already like, if your father's an alcoholic, some things are like psychosomatic. You know what I'm saying? But it's
right.
I can't. I don't want to say. I don't know.
Some people are more high prone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
More high prone to being, you know, addicts or being, you know, led down that type of a road. And not just that, but people who are indulging in these things, they need to be mindful about not promoting this to people, because just because one person is on something and they're promoting it, you could do that and it could be a totally different experience for you that could cost you your life. So one person's tripping experience cannot be guaranteed to be yours. So people need to stop, you know, promoting these different things that they're taking and doing, especially to the youth, because it's been costing them their lives.
You know what they was doing in my hood at one point? I never smoked ever. And I quit drinking. I love saying that I quit drinking in 2002. But at one point they were lacing the weed with dust and they were passing it to each other, not knowing, just to laugh at. Shout out to Jay Terry for the donation. Just to laugh at the people's reaction to having dust trips and thought it was funny. And there's one dude in my hood, I'm not gonna put him out there, who never recovered from. Shout out to Grap Lover. Never recovered for the donation. Never recovered from smoking dust. Never. I know a few people in my neighborhood that never recovered. One of them committed suicide. He jumped off the roof. He was on his way to being a star basketball player. And one of them just another of them, wow, two of them died. I don't want to say their name because a lot of people from my hood be watching. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like a lot of people think it's cool. And one thing about me, like when I in my part of my life, when I was really, really down and was really depressed, I never wanted nobody to go through that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why
Exactly.
now in my life, when people go through stuff, I can easily not say get them through it, but I can easily give them coping mechanisms based off of what I went through, based off of how I
Exactly.
dealt with certain things. You know what I'm saying? And it just seemed like now it's like everybody's like, yo, I'm miserable. How could I help you be miserable too? How could I yeah, somebody
Right.
said synthetic marijuana.
The,
People was like really smoking
the
K
phrase
too.
is so true.
Yeah.
Misery loves company. It's true.
Yes, that is Grap Lover the rapper. Yes, that's the homie. That is the real Grap Lover. Yeah, of the legendary group I, Faking Jacks, Sprite commercials, well, all that other good stuff. Yeah, that is that Grap Lover. That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I like doing shows like this. Um, I like talking about things like this. Hopefully the people are receiving it because I do like doing these shows. I don't want to be in a box though, because what I want to say to the people is that when I look at other platforms, especially people that are not from our culture, they're free.
Hmm.
They're free to cover everything. They're
Yep.
they're free to talk about whatever they want, and they don't have to give us anything. They're free to promote our dysfunction, and I think with us, we're put in a box to always talk about and always tackle and always deal with our pain, trauma, and what we're going through, and they don't have to deal with that. So I was looking at I watch. They're not my competition because they're in their own lane, but when I look at No Jumper interviews, and when I look at Vlad interviews, I'm like, damn, they don't have to cover anything uplifting with us. You know what I'm saying? So I be wondering, like,
Right.
how do they
Yeah.
have 4 million subscribers, and who are these 4 million people who are looking at this? And I'm
And I
all
noticed that, especially with his channel, it's like everything is about the trauma.
yeah,
Like it's very, I haven't seen anything that wasn't about someone being in a situation where they were either traumatized or someone in a situation where they traumatized someone.
yeah, and we
Yeah.
have no, and we have no. It's like we don't have no healing because when I've interviewed people, and I don't know if people ever paid attention, but if you look at any interview I ever done, and somebody might have had a gripe with somebody, or somebody was talking about something, I always ask them, how do we mend this fence? How do we get out of this situation? Or what do you need to help you? You know what I'm saying? But it seems like everybody else benefits from our dysfunction, and they don't have to be held accountable,
They
and
don't.
and 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 they could just do it all day every day. You know what I'm saying? But I'm bugging because I'm like, yo, how do they have millions of subscribers, and those millions is us? It's our people that subscribe. And the great Dr. John Henrik Clark said,
Mhm.
they take our stuff, repackage it, and sell it back to us.
Yep. Exactly.
And we buy, and we're the biggest
Exactly.
consumer. And I want to say this, right? Um, it's funny because at one point a consumer was considered to be a mentally ill person. Did you know that?
Wow.
Yeah, a
I mean,
consumer.
I never did like that term,
Yeah, a
because you don't want to
consumer.
just be someone known to just consume, consume,
Yeah, yeah.
consume.
Now they call
Yeah.
them. Now they call them individuals, but they will call consumers. So I know a lot of people who work in the mental health field, and it's the consumer was adults who had the mental capacity of children, and they would call them
Mhm.
consumers. So I used to be like, hold on. So if it's a child that has the mental capacity, I mean, if it's a grown up with a mental capacity of a child, and they calling me, a consumer, then they trying to say that I have the mental capacity of a child. And you think we old.
Exactly. Just placing a spell.
Yeah, and exactly. So it's like right now with us, what I be wanting to leave the people with is have fun, have a good time, um live your life. There's nothing wrong with tonight. Is Friday and y'all here with us on a Friday night. Enjoy yourself. A lot of people have been out of work. Many people have been in their home. Many people have, and I feel, and my heart goes out to all the people who have
Absolutely.
broken homes that had to be in that broken home.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of people who are in broken, unhappy homes that had to be there because they didn't have nowhere else to go. So, shout out to y'all for getting through it, living through it. But it's like when it changed they changed it back to consumer 2020. See, I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? One thing I want y'all to know is that although y'all don't see me with a bunch of books in front of me, I am somebody who read a lot, studied a lot. So I will never get before y'all and just make up stuff and lie to be cool, because I don't even want to be
Right.
cool like that. I don't want to be like no scholar or anything like. But I've read a lot, you know what I'm saying? And all the information that I give, I definitely like to pass the information. That's why I always tell y'all to look something up. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to go look it up for yourself. That's why I do the videos that I do on my channel with the letters, and people be saying, stop doing that, narrate the video, and I need audio. No, I want you to read. I really want you to
Right.
read. Reading enhances so much. Reading enhances your vocabulary, enhances the way you see things. It enhances so much when you read. I want people to read again. And you know what? And what we're gonna do, we're gonna come on here one day and we're gonna start pulling out some books. I know you probably got some books somewhere in there.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, and then we want to
Yeah.
do
I have a whole library. We
yeah,
can
I want to
definitely
do
get
yeah, I
through
want to
some
do
books. That's something
essential
that our
reading.
people definitely need.
Yeah, I want to do essential reading on video, and we could just show them some books that we have and go through the book, some excerpts, and why they should read this book. And we could start
Yeah, okay.
yeah, we
Yeah.
could start like a book club and stuff like that, and just tell people how to get different books. And I think that'll be dope, because we have to read a little bit more. We have to study a little bit more. We have to research. Don't take my word for it. Don't take your favorite YouTube personality word for it, or he said it, it must be Lord. Because I'm gonna be real with y'all, and I don't care. A lot of them been giving y'all misinformation, but they're so popular,
Mhm.
sound good because they know how to speak. They're good orators. So it's like, well, if he said it, it must be
Right.
real. But there is no factual sources of what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? So is
Exactly.
yeah, you definitely have to read a little bit more. And we're not on here. When I bring her on here, we're not on here to be boring. We're not going to black community, y'all, to death. We are going to talk about topics. We're going to have fun. But for her first few shows with me, I wanted to talk about stuff that I think I needed a woman's perspective. I needed some feminine energy with me, because I could be, I'll just be crazy the whole time. So you kind of like mellowed me out a little bit and got me a little calm and cool, because I just be on here crazy, or I'll just be talking about rap. And I always don't want to talk about hip hop and rap stuff all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I feel like we're put in boxes. I feel like, something happens with black people, we gotta run out there and talk about what's going on with black people. But all the people who benefit from our culture, they do not have to speak on it. They could just bypass it. And I have some Caucasian friends on my Instagram, and to
Mhm.
me, silence is
Same
saying
here.
something. Silence is saying something. So in these troubling times, right? When in these troubling times, when you see people not saying something, it's like, are you going by the, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say nothing at all, or are you trying to ignore what's going on? You know what I'm
But see,
saying? Go
that
ahead.
still makes me a little bit weary though,
Facts.
because I feel like there's something that can always be said. Like even if someone feels that, they don't know what to say, there's always something that could be said positively, whether they just post, a positive quote and then in their caption they say something that's showing solidarity, but to just have nothing to say, those are the people that I have to just sever ties with, because at the end of the day, when it comes time for that time, we'll know where they stand. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, I know a lot of people who have unfriended and I did myself, because I'm like, hold on,
Yeah.
all this stuff going on, you don't have nothing to say.
Exactly.
You have nothing. And you know what's funny, right? I was talking to one of my homeboys who happens to be he's in the music, and it's funny how the music brung a lot of races together. And I'm not gonna say, he might be watching this, so I'm not gonna go crazy, but he doesn't have white guilt per se, but he did say to me that, you know, he feels obligated to say certain things because, you know, he's in hip hop, he benefits from the culture, and he benefits from the culture, and he sees what's going on with our people, and it's not right. And I said, you know what's funny, right? I said, yo, reason why I don't march with them and I didn't march with them, because y'all gotta fight your own people. You know what I'm saying? We've been saying how we feel and what we want. Y'all not listening. Could you listen to your homeboy? Could y'all go tell your people to stop doing this to us? Because it's really y'all people. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I did a show before where I said the same people who are marching now, their grandparents marched with Martin Luther King. Nothing has changed, and they bodied them.
And those people are still here.
Facts. And some of them
are still alive, so we're not
some of them still
far going from that time period.
Yo, some of them are still in government.
Exactly.
Some of them are still senators and congressmen, and they've been there for a long time. So it's like, you know, we just I just don't want it to be where we're so far gone where the youth don't have a chance and stand a chance, and we really have to start being a little bit more responsible. We're adults, so you know, the children, man, they doomed. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's sad because it's like, for an individual to have children, you shouldn't be afraid every time your son and daughter leave the house that they're never going to return.
Exactly.
You shouldn't be afraid to produce and bring children in this world, because what are you bringing them into?
Exactly.
So it's so many things that we have to worry about. And imagine, I just always, and just ask yourself this question when you look at the title of the video. If your daughter call herself a thought, a demon, or a savage, would you be okay with that? If your son called himself a thought, a demon, or savage, would you be okay with that? You probably wouldn't, unless they come with money.
Or unless they're a part of the problem.
Facts.
Like the young girls that were about 7 years old that were dancing to the Savage song, their mom had her camera phone up recording.
Thought it was cute.
These little girls doing this dance. So it's like, some people are a part of the problem. Maybe they're trying to get the bag, or, you know, they just have been so heavily influenced by all of this toxicness and this trauma that it's taken them over. So it's a lot of different reasons why it's happening. But now is the time, especially if you are watching and you are a mother, you know, it's the time to really sit down and, you know, get into certain books, you know, sit down and have those uncomfortable type of conversations. Sit down and allow yourself to be a mother first versus a bestie.
Yeah,
you're not living in those times where you can be.
Yeah. They know BFF with your kids.
Daughter's bestie. Someone has to hold these children accountable, and from what we're seeing, we don't want it to turn. What it's kind of is starting to turn into is a culture where the children are now trying to raise the parents and tell the parents, you know, what they want to do. So I would just say to take the parenting very seriously, and especially if you have a young girl, you want to start doing those simple things, you know, cooking, cleaning on a Saturday or a Sunday. You and your daughter, you know, sweep, mop, cook a meal together. You know, these different things that actually matter. These are skill sets that actually matter, so that she can, have a good partner so that she can go on and be able to do those things, for herself, things like that.
And even for the young men, I remember my cousin didn't allow my little nephew, I mean my little cousins, but they're like my nephews. I remember my cousin told his son, "You can have a girlfriend now." You can even listen. You're not responsible to have a girlfriend. Who you think you're? But a lot of people think it's cute. Oh, that's his little girlfriend, and it's like, yo, he's 4 years old. What do you know about? And why are y'all sexualizing children? Why are you doing it?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Why are you doing that? So at the end of it all, teach these young men how to be young men, and I think at this time, it's very critical because the way things is going, we don't have enough time left. But it's generations coming behind us. It's generations coming behind us. No, it's at Doggie Diamonds on Cash App. Well, $ Doggie Diamonds.
$ Doggie Diamonds.
Yeah, $ Doggie Diamonds. But let me try to get a link for her. And it's like it's so sad because we're just in a situation where like, yo, it's really gonna be a time where there's no hope for us, and the rapper, the singer, the dancer is gonna have more impression over your children than you. Because
we're already in those times right now.
Yes, because do you remember? That's why I like watching certain movies because I get certain lessons from certain movies. And remember how like in the shout out to Second Wave for the donation. If you look at remember the Bronx Tale, he was trying to get his son to understand that, yo, look where they're not going to be here. But remember, his son didn't respect him to a certain extent because he wasn't a gangster. He didn't get the fast money. People wasn't scared of him. His father was a bus driver. So he looked at his father like a lame. He looked at his father like a square. So that's how we're looking at, the working people and the working parents like they're squares and lames. Oh, and there's people who come from middle class homes and saying, oh, I didn't have this, I didn't have that. And it's like, yo, man, listen, it's not meant for everybody to have that. At one point, do you know a hot cooked meal was a luxury for some black homes? Mm-hmm. Like I grew up.
Still
sometimes
is.
I ain't have no food.
Black homes.
Yo, no food whatsoever. So, and it's funny though, right? And I don't blame my family, but it's a part of my life. That's when I became a robber. We literally used to rob the Chinese man for the food. We wasn't just on some, yo, let's catch wreck. And then, at a certain point, we became a little addicted to the madness. But I remember we used to be like, yo, we hungry. Yo, let's call the Chinese man and rob him. So, unfortunately, I'm partly responsible for the reason why the Chinese men don't come up in buildings and stuff no more. They meet you downstairs in the car because we used to rob them for the food. But we were hungry. Like literally hungry. So, and it's just crazy that, these children are eating because I'm kind of nosy to a certain extent because I like to observe. I'm observing because I do interviews. So when you go to a supermarket and you're at Walmart and you see people carts stocked up with top ramen and oodles and noodles and all that and these sugary cereals and I'm like, what type of nutrition is your children getting? You ever see that before? You ever go to the supermarket and you see like boxes of oodles and noodles and all these juices and these sodas, and I'm like, what nutrition is like? And I give my grandmother credit. She tried to give us like oatmeal and cream of wheat. They tried. Mm-hmm. But now, yo, my grandmother never gave me oodles and noodles. Like that generation didn't know that. And it's like the generation, my older brothers, because my oldest brother is 51, believe he got me by like, I ain't gonna say how many, but like 8 years. But my older brother is he his generation with his children, yo, it's like the kids is eating like oodles and noodles and mad raviolis and Chef Boyardee and all that. I'm like, yo, man, how could you, yo, do you read the ingredients in the can? But again, the parents, some of the parents are working so hard that that's all they have
Right.
time to feed their kids. Like, when the last time you seen a family, does this exist anymore? The family sitting together at the dinner table eating dinner?
Wow. See what I mean?
Does that exist? Does the family sit at the dinner table and eat dinner and say, how was your day? What happened at school? Does that exist anymore? What you think?
No, I don't think that that exists anymore. And that really goes back to the topic. Like, we have gotten so far removed from where we once were as a people. So starting to kind of normalize back those traditions and coming back into family is going to actually be able to help to restore us as a people.
You know, it's funny that you say that, right? Because how I live, all the children in my family are mine. All of them. We don't, in my family, I will give my family credit. We don't do the hierarchy in the family. Like, your father is your father, but when he's not around, I'm your father. You know what I'm saying? I could be your cousin, but now I'm your father when your father's
Right.
not around. Why? Because me and your father got the same morals, values, and principles. And I'm not gonna allow you to do anything that your father wouldn't allow you to do. You know what I'm saying? So we're trying, you know what I'm saying? Of course you're gonna get some that stray away a little bit, you know what I'm saying, in everybody's family. Because if you try to act like your family, if anybody try to act like their family is perfect, you bugging. But it's like the only time we
Exactly.
get together to eat is a pagan holiday or a funeral or a wedding, and we have more baby showers than we have marriages.
That's a huge part of our problem too.
Yeah, we
That's a
have more.
huge part of the
Yeah.
problem. And that's why I, said how Uncle Sam has a lot to do with
Yes.
the
Broke up
deterioration
the black
of,
family. Yeah.
black women and black men, because by them removing the man from the household, and then, the inequality when it comes to pay, and how people were on the streets trying to get it how they lived. I mean, and then they weaned out a certain group of men and incarcerated them, and it left women on their own. I mean, it's a plethora of reasons why we're here where we are now. But the best way to restore it is for everyone to individually just start with their household.
Yes.
you
Yes.
know
Yes. Yes. Very
I
important.
think it's too much pressure to try and say that this is a community thing, because we went from segregation to integration to gentrification. We went from, tribal family to community to neighborhoods to now we just have to focus on our households.
Facts.
Make sure that you are having those morals, those values, those principles, that you're opening those books, that, you are being the best male figure, the best woman figure that you can be, and that you are, going back to those traditional teachings that, our grandparents, our great grandparents, our great great grandparents, our ancestors did, that weren't twerking, that were hanging up the clothes on the line, that were out, in nature and knew how to find herbs just with the green thumb. I mean,
Yes.
there's
Yes.
certain things we have to get back to doing. And the way to restore ourselves as a people is going to start with just your family alone, your household. Don't get, put too much pressure on yourself to say we have to fix this community. It's not
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
happen that way. If we can
What
fix our
community?
households,
But what community though? We don't
we're
even have
doing
a
the
community.
work.
But yo, if y'all didn't like the video at all, y'all need to like it because she just dropped it heavy right there. That was very very. I think we all needed to hear that right there, especially coming from
Thank
a
you.
black woman. But now listen, though, right? Because what you're saying is right and exact. And then now, what used to happen, right? Because I could say that I was adopted by different families because it was a point in my life where my father suffered from substance abuse problems. You know what I'm saying? So I would go to my homeboy house, and his mother would make sure I eat. His mother would make sure, I have this and that. And so that's what the community used to be, where you might have been lacking in the house. So all of us know a child or your son's friends or your daughter's friend who might be lacking a little bit at home. Don't put pressure on them. Don't put
Exactly.
pressure on their mother. Just help. You know what I'm saying? Just help. Just help do different
Exactly.
things.
Like even with myself growing up in my,
Hmm.
community and neighborhood that I grew up in, like it would be someone's grandma where everyone would stay until someone got off work or until someone was able to pick someone up. It would be some
Yes,
parents'
yes.
house where someone could be able to spend the night,
Yep.
if something was going on at home or, for whatever reason, it was always everyone looked after each other's children and viewed their children as their own. Everyone was held everyone accountable, and we're lacking accountability and responsibility, in the community. So we have to restore that back too, so that we can get comfortable, because now people aren't even comfortable with each other to
Yeah,
let
yeah.
someone's
Like,
child even spend the
yeah,
night.
yeah, yeah.
you know
Because
we
everybody's
have to
over sexualized. You never know.
exactly
Some of the
that
young
too.
girls develop. They got an uncle in the back room or a cousin in the back room that is getting high and drunk, like looking at her in a sexual way. It's deep too. I remember growing up that when the ice cream man came, we all got ice cream. It wasn't
Yep.
one kid get ice cream. It was like, how many kids is out here? Oh, it's 15 of them. You see all the adults to pull their money and chip in and make sure everybody got an ice cream cone. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And it's just really, really sad that now it's like not my child, or my child is better than your child, or shout out to
Exactly.
damn, I don't know how to pronounce your name though. But yeah, shout out to you for the donation. You know what I'm saying? I wish you talked about this a year ago when you had me and Dash on the show. You changed at the time. I felt uncomfortable. Mindsets are different. All right, so we could do something again. You know what I'm saying? It's not a big deal. But I remember like they don't even have great adventure trips no more for the kids. They don't even have when I was young, I never went, but I remember they had like fresh air fun. They had so many things for the
Mm-hmm.
children. Now everything is geared towards this. And this is the yo, look, right now, unfortunately, right?
Mm-hmm.
If a child wanted to, they could go on Pornhub right now. You know what I'm saying? They could go on any of these sites and watch whatever they want. I remember being young and looking around the house and sneaking trying to find my father ass books, because that was the only time I was gonna see it. Now it's like it's open. Now, their favorite artist that making their favorite music is twerking. Their favorite artist that's rapping is talking about how he smashed chicks and all this stuff like that. Like everything is just right there, and then like this whole culture has turned into thought demon savage culture, to where when you're not about that life, everybody looking at you. It's like for a woman, right? I know that if a guy is courting you and he want to holler at you, one of the first thing he says, "You'll send me a pic," right? And you
Right.
send him a picture, right? But he like, not that kind of picture. Send me a picture.
Oh gosh.
And when did that become cool? Like, where did we get that from? You know what I'm saying? Because everything is just out in the open now. So where we like, hold on, you ain't gonna send me one of them good pictures. And when you're not a female who do that, you almost looked at as, oh, she's boring, or she's a
And
square.
you see what I mean? And when I mentor like young girls and the youth, and they come to me with things like this, I always tell them, well, I mean, when there's social media platforms where people are showing this type of stuff for free.
Mm-hmm.
So, if someone is coming across and they want to see something like that from you, then you already know, so I kind of know how to coach them through those situations to where they are able to attract people that actually want the surprise, that actually want the wait, that actually want the mystery.
Yes,
And
yes,
to
yes,
young girls that are watching this, men want the mystery. Everything is for free, like he said, on these sites.
yes.
Everything is for free on social media. So it's gonna be a man out there that is actually going to want the mystery and the wait, because everything is already out there to see.
And
So we have to
yeah, and Jay
not be
Terry
on demon time.
and Jay Terry just said something that's real. Later for Pornhub, Twitter is showing porn. Yo, I be on
See?
Twitter some no, I be on Twitter sometimes. Yo, and you know what's funny? I've tweeted it. I put it on Instagram. I've said it on Facebook. Yo, I'm tired of it. I am a heterosexual black man. Love black women. Love, I love everything about black women, but I can't take it. Like I can't take everything It's thotty, 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 twerk, shake, rump. Hey, hey, hey. I'm tired of it.
Exactly.
And you know what's funny? Believe it or not, I'm starting to see a lot of men saying, "Yo, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of
Exactly.
this." Like,
And
yo, I'm
women
tired of this.
have to get back to classiness. You know, like the picture of this
That's why.
episode. We
Yeah.
have to
Yep.
get back to the point of classiness. Like, you know, if people see me out and about, they know I'm gonna have one of those long, like flowy skirts on. Like
Yeah.
I'm not out just showing too much and showing it all, and you know, I'm not taking the mirror pictures and posting it and stuff online and stuff like that. But it's time to get back to a place of classiness, especially if you're saying, you know, you want a good man, or you want a mate, or
Yeah.
you want a
Yeah.
marriage. I mean, how can we have marriages, family, partnerships, relationships that are monogamous if everything is just being shown to the world? Some things have to get back to a place of being sacred.
I have a Facebook friend. I don't know her personally. Um, and she said, if I make an OnlyFans page, does that make me not wife material anymore? And I didn't look at the responses. I really didn't care. But needless to say, she made the page. So I guess,
Wow.
I guess somebody coaxed her into doing it, and she was just like, "Yo," because see,
Oh no. See, you should have told her no.
it ain't none of my business. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be real with you.
Mhm.
It ain't none of my. I don't know her like that. If she was a friend and somebody I knew personally, unfortunately, we have friends on social media that if you walk right past them in the street, they won't say nothing to you. But y'all talk all the time on
Yeah.
social media, or they'll say, "I think I saw you in Target the other day," and it's like, "Well, why? That's kind of creepy. So you saw me and didn't say nothing? I'm like, that's weird." You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of people that are like that who will engage you on
Yeah.
social media and walk right past you in the street, and they be like, "Yo, I think whatever." You know what I'm saying? But what are you doing this weekend? Cause we at the 1 hour 42 mark. So what are your weekend? What's your plans for this weekend?
This weekend, I do have some things set in stone this weekend
Okay.
with some clients.
Okay.
So I do have some things going on this weekend. Well, that's more so for tomorrow. Sunday might be a good day for me. If not
Okay.
Sunday, then I definitely have time Monday
Yeah,
night.
yeah, yeah. So what I'm saying is like, what is your plans? Like, not to do another show, but what are you doing? Like, how you, what you got going on this weekend?
Well, what I got going on this weekend, I have some spiritual coaching that I have to do with a client tomorrow,
Okay.
and I have some things that I'm doing
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well with
There's none of your business. That
someone.
grown woman stuff. Yeah, that's cool.
Some things
So
that I'm doing as well with someone, and yeah, just kind of doing some, you know, work, and gonna just try and keep myself grounded from the
centered, right?
craziness
Yeah,
right
yo,
now.
because we got to run from it. It's funny though.
Yeah.
I be finding myself, like sometimes I just don't log on social media for the day sometimes, and it's funny being a website owner and being, I guess, a blogger in a I don't know what to call myself because the
A
things that
podcaster.
yeah, because the things that people call themselves, I don't consider myself to be that, right? Um,
Mm.
so oh, Renee, I didn't see that you sent the Cash App, and I normally send you a reply in the Cash App. So if you send me a Cash App, RJ Renee, thank you. I really didn't see that you did because I didn't look at my phone, but thank you for sending that. I'm not ungrateful and I don't ignore people. But
And hit
you,
the like button if you
yeah,
are
yeah.
just stepping in, or if you have been watching and you like this content, please hit the
Yeah.
like button.
And I need y'all to hit the bell too, and I need y'all to share. So the deal is reason why I'm asking you that because I think people think that we don't have fun. They might think that we're boring. They might think that we don't. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no, 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 no. I mean, so I feel like there is a misconception when it comes to, you know, either if you're quote unquote woke, or,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know, spiritual or conscious or whatever we're calling it, that people might think that that might equate to boring. It's like, no, you know, I still like to, you know, have me some wine maybe here or there. I still like to, you know, have myself a good time. It's just all things balanced and moderation. And since I'm wiser now than some situations of the past. It's like I just know kind of where to go, where not to go. And, I carry myself in a different way now, but it's not boring. I still get my manis and petties and to, be girly and have a good time.
So shout out to Christina A too. I seen that. I did look and see that she sent the cash app. Thank you. Thank you to Tyrone. Thank you to Renee. Thank you to everybody who shout out to everybody who sent the cash app. So what am I doing this weekend? I'm supposed to be interviewing a artist from the West Coast. He actually I don't want to say his name yet, but he's a known artist from the West Coast that was outside the Def Jam. I'll just say that he wants to do it tomorrow. So I don't know if I'm going to do it live. I might record it, then put it up live later on. Grab Lover just deleted his Twitter, and I was like, man, Grab, where you go? But I do want to shout out some of the elders that I think y'all should go to and look up. And we'll say Dr. Ben, Dr. John Henry Clark. And no matter what people say about these people, because it do be people that come out and disrespecting the elders, which I don't condone, don't like. I want y'all to look up these people for yourself. Dr. Ben, Dr. John Henry Clark, Claude Anderson, still alive. Of course, Malcolm X. Of course, Martin Luther King. Of course, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Of course, Noble Drew Ali. Of course, Haile Selassie. So many people who came. Marcus Garvey. Right. Well, how could I forget Marcus Garvey? Well, there's so many people who really attempted.
And
tried to show it. Professor Griff,
Shahrazad Ali,
Professor James
Dr.
Small,
Francis Cress Welsing,
go. I'll be quiet.
Dr. Delbert Blair.
Yes.
I mean, there's so many, and it's a Dr. Jewel Pookrum. I mean, there's so many different people that you can look up and get into their information. Some of them have literature written as well, and they're coming from all different angles. Dr. Layla Africa, if you want to know about health, if you want to know about melanin, if you want to know how the brain functions, Dr. Jewel Pookrum. There's different people within our community. Bobby Hemmon, if you want to get into, the science and the hoodoo aspect.
Ashra, Baba Ashra Crazy, and Tony Browder too. My favorite, just for different reasons, is Dick Gregory. I watched Dick Gregory video. Because it's funny. One of my things in my life that I felt that I missed out on was I didn't get a chance to interview him because I wanted him to yell at me. I wanted him, like, I would have felt like I made it. So rest in peace to Dick Gregory. But I wanted him to yell at me. I wanted him to call me crazy. I wanted him to say, huh? I wanted that.
Exactly.
Dr. Khalid Muhammad, Minister Farrakhan. There's so many, that y'all could look up and just really, really. Dr. Amos Wilson. Yes. Ivan Van Sertima.
Louis Satish, who was one of my favorites. Look into her as well. It's so many.
Because I need you to when you get a chance to put out some of the women too. You know what I'm saying? Because I think a lot of women, all we get is Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, which is, greatly deserved. Right. But there's so many more.
Shahrazad Ali.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
Dr. Jewel Pookrum. I mean, even Maya Angelou had jewels and gems for us. I mean, I say that every young woman should read the book, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. So there's information we can get from all different angles,
and Nina Simone was about that life too. Nina Simone ain't play with them folks, you know what I'm saying? Nina Simone used to see them play. So again, we're gonna do different shows. We're gonna talk about a range of topics. Sometimes we will cover a little what's going on in society, but we'll always spin it and make it educational. We're never going to be on here just gossiping or anything like that, but we're going to make everything educational, because we was going to cover the Meg Thee Stallion thing, and we was going to talk about, the company you keep.
Exactly.
Somebody said don't sleep on Brother Polite. Brother Polite gets no play. Brother Polite gets no play in this ride ever.
Who?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I don't even know who you both are talking about.
Okay, Brother Polite. You don't know Brother Polite?
No, I don't know who
Okay.
that is.
Well, he gets no play in this ride ever. You know what I'm saying? So don't even mention him on my platform. You know what I'm saying? So with that, let me let you go because I know you gotta you probably boiling some peanuts or something like that, or cooking some I don't know what you eat. Are you vegan?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm a flexitarian. So
A
I
what?
like to just see, okay. I call it flexitarian because
Okay.
I like to eat what my body requires. I don't want to
Got
put
you.
no name on it. You know,
Got
I'm
you.
going to eat what's healthy and what works for me. Some people are caught up in the vegan lifestyle and their teeth are falling out, their hair is falling out. Some people are caught up in, just some people are, it's like either one end of the
Oh
spectrum or
man.
the other end of the spectrum. I am like in the middle of it happily, and I'm doing what works for me.
Yo, I don't even know what to say after that. Some people are so healthy that they don't look healthy, right? And
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, like
It's true. Some people are so healthy that they don't look healthy. So it's like that's why I can't get overly caught up in putting a term on my health. It's like, no, I can't. I can't
oh
do that.
man, shout out to
It's
John.
become a cult, it's become a trend, and I can't
You
I
know, it's
can't do
funny.
that.
I did a video on that before of how how it's become like a religion. You know what I'm saying? Like and I don't knock nobody for what they do, but please,
Exactly, me either.
yeah, but please don't look like like you're about to fall out. You know what I'm saying? But
That's
flexitarian,
what I'm saying.
yeah. You know, it's funny
Exactly.
though because I'm not really a big meat eater anyway, Paul, and I don't eat.
No, me
Yeah, I
either.
don't eat beef or pork. You know what I'm saying? I don't eat
Right, I don't
lamb.
either.
I don't eat and I don't eat seafood. Believe it or not, I don't eat seafood. You know, I
I
gotta.
don't do a lot of seafood
I don't eat
either.
shellfish because I believe if you're gonna eat shellfish, you might as well just eat pork. It's like the pork
Oh
of
yeah,
the
I don't eat
it's the
shellfish
pork of the
either.
sea. But
It
we
breaks me. I tried it before, it broke my skin out.
yeah
So
yeah yeah
yeah,
yeah. So and also what I want you to do. You said you do don't you do readings and all that stuff too? You do.
I do.
Yeah. So I want
I
you to
do spirit.
to
I do
come on.
spiritual or oracle readings.
I'm scared because you'd be like, you know what's funny? What scared me with the cards thing? They got that devil. They got that Grim Reaper card, right? I watched
Yeah.
you know what I watched? I watched the movie with Beyonce and Wyclef and The Cards Don't Lie. Remember she sung that The Cards Don't Lie with Wyclef and Beyonce,
What
and
movie is
it was
that?
on MTV. If y'all remember the
The
name.
Was it the Fighting
No, no,
Temptation?
no. It's a movie with
Carmen?
no no, is it Carmen? No, it's with Most Def, I think Makai Pfeiffer,
Yeah, that was Carmen. I
Beyonce.
think it was
It
called
is called
Carmen.
Carmen, yeah. Remember the song "The Cards Don't Lie" and they pull out the Grim
Yes.
Reaper. Ever since then, I was like, "Nah, I'm not doing no cards." Because if you pull that Grim Reaper out, I'm snuffing you. Because that means I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know anything about the cards, but I would like to introduce some of that to. Oh yeah, it's called Carmen, the hip hopper. Yeah, um, yeah. When you with that Grim Reaper card, but yeah, I definitely would like to bring some of that energy to my audience. You know what I'm saying? And it is
It's
what it
needed.
is.
And
So
here's the reason why it's needed. I'm gonna just say this really quick. It's needed
okay,
because we're at a pinnacle point in history to where we don't really know for certain necessarily what the years ahead or what's all ahead
yes,
of us and what's to come. You know, things are happening in waves. We don't know if there could be a wave where other things happen and you could be in a situation where you might want to have to be able to pull out a candle to handle some stuff. You might want to be able to pull out some certain things and be able to communicate with ancestors in a certain type of way when you're in a vulnerable situation alone.
and
If
I
a storm
and
is
I
to
will say
come
that,
and
yeah,
you
and I
need
will
to
say
tap into
this,
some spirituality.
but not to cut you off too. Many wars were won historically by our people through spirituality and voodoo and different things. So a lot of things that they try to say was evil and spooky, our people were using, like dancing and different things. So it is some of the things that we were using to fight. You know what I'm saying? Even with the
Yeah.
braids in the hair, the braids used to be uh, uh, paths and different things. You know, so we had a
Exactly.
lot of stuff going on. Um, it is what it is. So yeah. But don't pull out that card though on me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't messing with that card. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is Doggie Diamonds. This is Doggie Diamonds TV, YouTube. I got no filter podcast up there, but this ain't no filter. And I'm such a idiot when it comes to certain things. Certain things bother me. I'm looking at them fonts down there and it's messing with me. I have to fix that on that banner. But yeah, I'm trying to have our little look, thing. I'm gonna be hooking some more stuff. I'm gonna hook your name up. I'm gonna make my own look because I love graphics. I sat here all day doing these graphics too. I just want you to know that I've been doing these. I
Wow.
did the did
I
all of
can
that
tell
stuff.
you're into graphics.
Yeah, I
The
love
way
it.
that the cover
Yeah,
will
yeah,
be for
yeah,
the
yeah,
videos.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love fonts. I love graphics, but I love burning incense. I love burning candles. I love all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? My favorite incense is lavender incense, eucalyptus incense, and different things. Because it's just different vibes and spirits that I like to have. And incense was burnt to keep
Hmm.
off evil spirits too. A lot of people don't know that. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying?
Exactly. Same
So
with sage.
yeah, yo, I like sage incense, and I got sage. So when my sister, shout out to my sister, hope she don't watch this. When she used to come in the house and be like, "Who's burning incense?" I hate incense. I used to be like, "Yeah, cause you evil." You know what I'm saying? That's why you hate incense. But that's a whole nother story. But my sister's evil. So let me sign let me sign you out. So I want you to do your pose so your still shot don't look crazy. And I
Okay.
will holler at you later on. You ready?
Yes.
She had her eyes closed with that. See, I told her to not. Her eyes was closed, but it is what it is. So yo, I'm Doggie Diamonds, man. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. I'm getting out of here. Hopefully the air conditioner didn't mess up the audio too much, but I had to cut the AC on a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is, man. I will be back. Grap lover, Grap. If you get a chance, info at Doggie Diamonds TV, or you don't have any social media, Grap. We need to get in touch with each other because I would love to do a Skype interview with you just the way we doing this. I'd love to build with you. I got a billion and one questions to ask you. But I thank everybody for joining me here tonight. I am Doggie Diamonds. I got to go. Thank everybody for donation. Thank everybody for the likes. I see 257 likes. Um Shout out to Natural Muurmaid, even though I got her looking crazy on the screen. My bad. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know she don't really look like that, but I messed her up a little bit. But I'm out of here. I will holler at y'all. I'll be back tomorrow. I don't know if she's gonna come back tomorrow, but I'm gonna be back tomorrow because I got a lot of content to drop. And it is what it is. So I'm out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of your night. Be safe. Drink you some tea, mind your business, drink you some water. I got tea over here. I got tea in this cup. I have vitamin C in this cup. I got water. So I got echinacea. I got all types of stuff I'm over here doing. This is what I do. So hopefully we gave y'all a little bit of insight. Hopefully we y'all enjoy what we doing here and stuff like that. I'm just trying to bring a little different energy to what's going on. And shout out to y'all, man. I'm out of here. Peace.